In the vast, untamed part of the American West, a new chapter of history was being written. Not in ink, but in the dust kicked up by hooves and the sweat of determined men. This was an era of profound change, a time when the nation, still healing from the wounds of the Civil War, pushed its boundaries ever westward. To secure these new frontiers, the United States Army underwent a historic transformation. In 1866, Congress authorized the formation of all-black regiments. These men, many of whom were formerly enslaved, enlisted for a life of service, seeking dignity, steady pay, and a place in a country that had long denied them their basic rights. Stationed in the harsh and unforgiving landscapes of the Great Plains and the Southwest, these soldiers faced grueling conditions. They built roads, strung telegraph wires, protected mail routes, and guarded settlers. It was during this time that they earned a name given by their adversaries, the Native American tribes of the Plains, the Buffalo Soldiers, the Cheyenne, Comanche, and Apache, among others, saw in these men a fierce fighting spirit and a resilience that reminded them of the sacred buffalo. Their dark, curly hair was also said to resemble the buffalo's mane. It was a name born of respect for a worthy opponent, and it stuck. The men of the 9th and 10th Cavalry and the 24th and 25th Infantry would carry it with pride. Their theater of operations was a breathtaking but brutal canvas of sweeping plains, deep canyons, and rugged mountains. From the sun-scorched deserts of Arizona to the snow-dusted plains of Montana, the Buffalo Soldiers patrolled a territory in constant flux. Their daily lives were a testament to human endurance. They rode for days on end, their faces weathered by sun and wine, their uniforms caked in dust. They faced extreme temperatures, scarce water, and the constant threat of conflict. These were not just soldiers, they were pioneers, explorers, and lawmen in a land where law was often just a concept. They charted unknown territories, mapping vast swaths of the West and paving the way for the settlements that would follow. Yet, their story is layered with a profound and complex irony. As black men fighting for the expansion of a nation that had only just granted them freedom, they were often pitted against another marginalized group, the Native American tribes who were fighting to protect their ancestral lands, their cultures, and their very way of life. This was not a simple tale of heroes and villains. It was a clash of peoples, each with their own legitimate claims and desperate struggles. The Native American warriors, masterful horsemen, and brilliant strategists, knew this land intimately. They moved with a grace and precision born from centuries of tradition, their connection to the earth a spiritual and practical reality. They saw the relentless westward push, symbolized by the soldiers and settlers, as a dire threat to their existence. The encounters between Buffalo Soldiers and Native American tribes were numerous and varied. They were often marked by fierce combat, as each side fought with courage and conviction for their own objectives. Battles like the one at Beecher Island or the campaigns against Victorio and Geronimo in the Apache Wars became legendary, showcasing the tactical skill and bravery of both the soldiers and the warriors. The Buffalo Soldiers earned a reputation for their discipline and tenacity under fire. They were often sent to the most difficult posts and given the toughest assignments, yet they consistently demonstrated a level of professionalism and valor that earned them numerous medals of honor. 14 Buffalo Soldiers received the nation's highest military award during the Indian Wars alone. However, the narrative of constant conflict is an oversimplification. There were also periods of tense peace, negotiation, and even moments of mutual understanding. The Buffalo Soldiers were tasked with enforcing treaties, sometimes protecting Native American groups from settlers and outlaws, placing them in a complicated position between the government they served and the people they were often ordered to control. They were witnesses to the profound tragedy of displacement, observing firsthand the forced removal of tribes from their homelands and the devastating impact on their communities. This shared experience of being outsiders in a predominantly white society created a unique, though often unspoken, undercurrent in their interactions. Beyond the battlefield, the contributions of the Buffalo Soldiers were immense. They were some of the first National Park Rangers, patrolling Yellowstone and Sequoia National Parks long before the National Park Service was officially created. They protected these natural wonders from poachers, illegal loggers, and wildfires, laying the groundwork for America's conservation movement. Their legacy is etched into the very landscape of the West. The forts they built, the roads they carved, and the trails they blazed are a physical reminder of their presence and their perseverance in the face of both a hostile environment and persistent racial prejudice. Even within the army they served, the Buffalo Soldiers faced systemic racism. They were given inferior equipment, poor quality horses, and stationed at the most remote and undesirable outposts. Promotions were slow, and they endured constant disrespect from white officers and civilians. Yet, they persevered. They consistently had the lowest desertion rates in the frontier army, a testament to their dedication and the sense of purpose and community they found within their regiments. They created a culture of excellence, proving their worth time and time again, challenging the racist ideologies that sought to define them. The story of the Buffalo Soldiers and their relationship with Native American tribes is a critical, often overlooked, part of American history. It is a story of courage, sacrifice, and paradox. It forces us to confront the uncomfortable complexities of the nation's westward expansion. It is the story of one group of oppressed people being used to suppress another, a poignant reflection of the deep-seated conflicts at the heart of the American experiment. Their legacy is not just one of military conquest, but of endurance, dignity, and a relentless pursuit of freedom in a land that was still learning what that word truly meant. As the dust settled on the frontier, the echoes of their journey and the journey of the tribes they encountered continued to resonate, shaping the identity of the American West and the nation as a whole. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as powerful as we did, please like this video and subscribe for more journeys into the pages of history.